Hey guys, today's video is going to be super long, so I thought I would do a voiceover because I figured that just a 6-minute video of me drawing is really boring, and I wanted to just talk about grayscale coloring and why I don't like it, but I figured that that topic wouldn't cover 6 minutes, so I would want to talk about other things too. So I drew Valkyrie Cat from Battle Cats, and originally I wanted this whole piece to be in black and white because her character design, or when you first unlock her character design is just in grayscale except for her gem and her helmet, and that's red. So I figured since I didn't really know what colors to use, I'd just keep it black and white. But later on, I was like, oh, I'll add some color to like spice it up. And I ended up getting all of the colors wrong. I was talking to someone on Instagram, and they were like, oh yeah, she has pink hair and green eyes. And I was like, ooh, I definitely did not give her that. So this is not accurate at all. But it was still a fun drawing. I still enjoyed doing it. Anyways, so her anatomy is not correct at all, because at first I wanted to use a reference photo, so I was like, oh yeah, I can get the pose right and everything. But there were really no poses that I liked on Pinterest, so I kind of threw away the reference and then just made up a pose in my head thinking that it would be fine. And then her collarbones are so off, and if you ignore her body, I think this piece turned out pretty all right. Anyways, so I used assisted drawing, the symmetry tool, a lot for this piece, almost the entire thing. And this is the first time I really did that in a painting, and I don't know how I feel about that. It feels a little bit cheatsy, because you can't really do that in traditional drawing, and I do more traditional drawing than digital, so it was different for me. Oh, also you can tell I put in a shadow of her lance, and there's no real established light source here, so the shadow is whack. I don't really know where it belongs, but it definitely does not belong there. And let's see, I'm kind of running out of topics to talk about. I guess I can explain what brushes I used. So I downloaded some brushes from the Procreate community tab thing, and they were all for free. I don't remember the links, but I feel like if you just search up the titles, they probably show up. So I used the Psy line art brush, the Psy skin shading brush, and the Psy feather #1 brush, I think. And then the rest of the brushes I used were from the sets that come when you purchase Procreate. And I used flowing hair from the touch-ups set, rusted metal from the industrial set, and I used just the regular technical pencil. I don't think it's called technical pencil. Technical pen to block in all the shapes so I could color them. And my biggest friend in this piece definitely was alpha lock and clipping mask. Without it, this would be such a hot mess, more than a mess it would have been with grayscale coloring. Oh my gosh, grayscale coloring is not that fun, guys. Anyways, for the background, I used, for the fire smoke stuff, I used the cloud brush from I think it's called the Elements set. It comes with Procreate. And to make the glowy cats in the background, I took the light pen from the Luminance set. to do all that stuff. And then for the background buildings, I just blocked in some rectangles and did some Gaussian blur. And then I filled the canvas black and erased the middle for a vignette effect. And then I used some driven snow to give a little bit of debris in the background. And then I used a combination of light pen and light brush so I could give like more highlights and rim lights. But I've been learning to cut back on my rim lights because before I went a little bit overboard, and that can really hurt you. Like, rim light can help you, but it can also harm you, like if you do too much. Anyways, so for grayscale coloring is fun if you know, like if you go into a piece knowing you will use grayscale coloring. I didn't, so I had like 50 something layers, and it gets really messy unless you clipping mask it, and navigating through like 50 plus layers trying to color through everything sucks. So you can see I have my layer, and then I add another layer, and then I set that to color, and then set that to clipping mask, and then I color in whatever I want to have like a hue to it. And that was pretty much it. So yeah, and I just messed around with the colors, and then I added noise to the photo, and that's how I finished. Thanks for watching.